So longtime fans of TVL know that I'm usually behind the camera, but today I'm on this side of the lens because we have a special guest joining us, professional wrestling legend and AEW star, the one and only Jeff Jarrett. Jeff, thanks for joining us today.
Patrick, man, I appreciate having me on. So you're usually behind the camera, huh?
I'm usually behind the camera.
Well, I like to do both, behind the camera and in front of the camera. But,
they said there was Jeff Jarrett was coming in, and I was like, I have to interview Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, come on.
So you guys are in town, obviously, February 28th, Dynamite Collision at the Rocket City. People can get their tickets at awtix.com. But before we get into the event, I want to talk about you for a second. You're a guy who has wrestled in every single company. You've wrestled all around the world. You joined AEW in 2022. What did you see in AEW that made you say, I want to be a part of this?
Opportunity. At that stage in my career, I'd been behind the camera. I was a part of Ric Flair's last match, and kind of coming out of the pandemic, I told myself I was going to get in the best possible shape I could, and things just clicked. And AEW, obviously a relatively new company, in a short 5 years, just exploded onto not just the national scene, but really the global scene. And I saw opportunity. I've said this literally since day one when I arrived at AEW. The best wrestlers from America, from Canada, from the United Kingdom, from Japan, Mexico. Truly a diverse roster and incredibly deep.
You mentioned the diverse roster. Obviously, guys like John Moxley, guys like Jericho, Sting, yourself, you guys have been staples on professional wrestling television in this country for a long time. But who are some people that you see in the locker room that are poised to kind of have a big 2024, you think?
I'll call them, you can call them the homegrown stars, the guys that really got their start in AEW. Ricky Starks come to mind. He's an incredible talent. Orange Cassidy is a unique talent. Sting, who will be here. We're talking about kind of two ends of the spectrum here. Sting, a lot of history in Huntsville. Wednesday the 28th may be the most historic set of circumstances that's come to Huntsville, because Sting, he's calling it a career. But the guy that he aligned himself with from day one at AEW is Darby Allin. And Darby has a uniqueness about him. I can literally kind of see Sting handing off the baton to Darby. So that's kind of one of the things that makes us so unique. When you look at the depth of our rosters, and we haven't even gotten into the females, but the female roster is super deep as well. But the guys that we'll call them up and coming, that are truly ready for prime time, when you get them in there against a Bryan Danielson, a John Moxley, and then you go into the veteran status, Christian Cage, Adam Copeland, Sting, myself. It's truly, a lot of times I'm a lifer. And I am mesmerized at sometimes just when you look around the locker room and see the depth of talent.
And you mentioned Sting, obviously February 28th here in Huntsville, the last stop on the road to Revolution. I guess you can answer this a million different ways. What does Sting mean to the wrestling industry, and what do you think he's brought to this locker room here in AEW?
Oh boy, what does Sting mean to the professional wrestling industry? The first time I met him was Thanksgiving Day '85. I was a high school kid, basketball player. Never thought I'd seen as big a human being. But as I've gotten to know Sting through the years, there's never ever been a talent like him with his kind of career and staying power. He stayed true to himself, and I think that fact more so than anything, with his charisma and his talent and everything that goes with it. The fact that he's really stayed true to himself and stayed true to this business, it's hard to put into words what he means, but his passion and persistence and perseverance speaks volumes.
And so obviously February 28th, you guys are coming to the Rocket City. What can fans expect from that Wednesday night?
We've hit on a lot of it. The Sting factor is at the very top of the list. Not very often when we come to a market, we're doing a 2-hour live Dynamite scene around the globe. And then right after that, because of the circumstances with Sting's retirement pay-per-view, we're doing Collision. So in one night, AEW Tix, that's TIX.com. Tickets start as low as $20, but you're going to get 4 hours of incredible action, and like I said, the most diverse roster, and just the opportunity to see the Stinger for the last time in Alabama. I wouldn't want to miss it if I was a wrestling fan.